welcome back to my channel. This week I'm going to be doing a video all about my health and fitness journey. For those of you who don't know, I have started working out with a personal trainer, and so I thought this would be a good time to kind of just give a quick glimpse into my health and fitness journey. It's definitely been a long and bumpy ride, but I thought I'd just kind of walk you guys through past, present, future, and kind of what are some goals of mine, as well as what do I feel like were some challenges and things like that. So if that sounds interesting to you, please keep on watching. Also, if you do enjoy this video, make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel. So I thought I would start at the beginning. So talking more about like my past health and fitness journey. So I want to just kind of go into this saying that I'm like not a doctor, I'm not a health professional, I don't know all those things. However, the thing that I do know is like my experience. I just want to share that with you guys. And yeah, so growing up, I had asthma pretty severely, and I would have asthma attacks. I'd have to go to the hospital sometimes, and my mom would probably know more than I do about this because I was kind of small. I want to say this was around when I was in 2nd or 3rd grade, but I basically was put on 5 different steroid medications, and hopefully I'm explaining all of this correctly, but like I said, I'm not a doctor, so I'm just trying to tell you what I remember. So, and those medications, there was definitely a lot of side effects. One of those was weight gain. Over time, my mom and my dad were just kind of like, hey, this is not the best thing. So at that time, my parents were like, what's the bare minimum amount of medication that she can take that's not gonna give or have all these side effects? So I dropped down to 2 medications. I wanna say one was in the morning, one was at night, and then I had like my rescue inhaler. So all those things. The reason that I start kind of there is I feel like that kind of kicked off me joining sports. That also kicked off kind of that weight gain that I had at a small age, and I feel was, I just kind of continued to gain weight from there, and I'll kind of get into that. So basically when I was in 3rd or 4th grade, I started to do, actually I want to say maybe even younger than that, maybe like 1st or 2nd grade, I started to do dance recitals. So I was in dance classes, and I did like tap, jazz, ballet, tumbling, maybe, all the things. And eventually, soccer kind of came into the picture, and I was given the option to do, you know, dance or soccer. I chose to do soccer for a club soccer team. I ended up sticking with soccer for 9 years. And I feel like the importance of that was to actually get my lungs stronger, to get them used to working a little bit harder than they were, and get them strong and good. Yeah, so over time, this really helped my asthma. I didn't have to go back on any sort of steroids. I really just stuck, you know, to the 2, and then over time, I feel like soccer really helped open my lungs, make them strong, and then I was able to kind of stop taking medication, and then I just had my rescue inhaler in case my lungs got really tight, or there is like sometimes I get seasonal allergies, and that will like make my lungs wig out sometimes. So not so much now. I really don't have trouble with my asthma, I want to say, really at all. I do have a rescue inhaler, but I don't ever really have to use it, thank God. And I was taking like a seasonal like daily allergy pill to kind of control some of those allergies, but for the most part I haven't had any issues, and I really do think over time my lungs were able to get stronger and not deal with asthma so much. And so kind of from that point, that was kind of the basis of what I came from, was struggling with asthma, but also I had this desire to be like active and play soccer and do all these things. And I want to say not really until like middle school years did I start to have some sort of, I just started to like notice things were different. Well, I think first of all, like just understanding that everyone's body is different, just depending on like your culture, like where you come from. Literally all our bodies are different shapes and sizes and different colors and all of these things. And I think growing up in growing up during my middle school years, I started to realize that like my body and who, like what I look like did not look like other people. And yeah, so at first it was just kind of like, I'm noticing like the difference. And to me, I didn't really understand that we're all different and we should be like valued as such, and we're all very unique and diverse. And yeah, I didn't really understand that. So I feel like there was a lack of understanding there, but then also kind of began that comparison of like, I don't look like a lot of other kids my age. Why is that? And I need to look like them. I should be able to like fit in like a certain size clothing. And yeah, so kind of that mentality started to come about. And I feel like I began a unhealthy, I would say, mindset or understanding of like my body and of just health in general. I really didn't understand being active and working out and eating certain foods, like those things are healthy for your body. And like, you learn those things in middle school, but as far as applying them to your everyday life, and like, I think it does depend on like your upbringing and things like that, and what your parents know, and you know, the friends you hang out with, what do they do? And so kind of all of that. And it was just a mixture of all those things. And to me, I don't blame anyone for it. I'm not upset or bitter about anything. Again, I just wanted to share with you guys kind of like what my journey and my upbringing was, and my understanding of that. And so kind of as I got older and got into high school, my understanding was that like, if you eat less, then you weigh less. And I love food so much, and it's definitely still one of my loves in life. And yeah, and so to me, it was just like, well, I guess I'm not gonna weigh a certain amount, or I'm not gonna look a certain way. And it is what it is. And I will continue to play soccer and all these things, but I still wasn't choosing like those healthy foods. And I did like weight training and things like that in high school. It's like a class, if you're not familiar, where you basically work out. You'll like run a mile, you'll lift weights, learn just different exercises. So I did that for one semester, I think, in high school. And so that was actually pretty informative. And I think that was even my junior or senior year. So I was kind of like already in this mindset. It never really got to a point where it affected my eating habits in a negative way. I wasn't like starving myself or nothing like that. It was just kind of an understanding that I had. It was like, okay, working out, you can eat less and you can look a certain way. But for me, I would just kind of go to the class, I would work out, I kind of ate whatever I wanted, and then on top of that, did soccer. And yeah, so that was kind of high school years. And as I kind of got into college, I did community college, so I was still living at home. So I actually had the opportunity I was working a job, and so I could like purchase foods for myself. Also during that time, I also have eczema. So my skin is, if you don't know what that is, it's basically, and I don't even know like the actual definition of it, but I can just like tell you, like, it's basically dry skin that you have, or that I have. And it mostly can come up like, it would come up on my elbows, it would come up on my hands a lot, sometimes on my face, on my back. It just kind of depends. It's not so much anymore, but during my community college years, I'd always kind of struggled with it. And a lot of people that have asthma also deal with eczema. And so I was kind of dealing with that as well. And so that was also like a negative, I feel like a negative hit to my either self-esteem or, you know, my understanding of like what's beautiful and what's valued and all those things. And so as I got into community college, I was like, you know what, I need to do something about this. And so I actually found someone here on YouTube that was talking about plant-based eating and how it basically cleared up his psoriasis. And psoriasis is similar to skin, I wanna say skin disease, but it's like a skin issue, and it makes the area like really red, bumpy, all that stuff. And so I was like, okay, this is similar to eczema. And he even mentioned in some of his videos that this could like cure, his way of eating could cure like different skin irritations. And I was like, okay, well, I have nothing to lose really just by like listening to him and trying out some of the eating habits he suggests. Sorry if the camera keeps wiggling. I have the camera set on a puzzle box and the puzzle box keeps like moving. Okay, so he was all about plant-based eating, and he also like worked out a lot and all these things, and was just basically saying that you can be like strong and healthy even just by eating plant-based. So eating only things that grow from the ground. So that's like no meat, no dairy, no animal products, things like that. So I decided to focus on that for, I want to say it was for a solid month. So one night I watched these videos, and the next day I went to Sprouts, Walmart, and just bought all this plant-based food. So after 1 month of eating totally plant-based, vegan, I drank loads of water, hardly ever drank anything other than that. I really noticed a significant drop in my body weight, but also all my skin cleared up. So like all my eczema went away. And from that point, I was like, okay, so this is like the cure for my skin. I need to continue to eat this way, or else my eczema is gonna come back and all of those things. And I really do think it's more of a, I feel like it could have been like more of a gluten allergy or even a allergy to dairy. And from my understanding in his videos, what he was trying to communicate is like what we're putting in our bodies is coming like out through our skin. And so if we're feeding our bodies junk food or too many processed foods, then it's going to show in our skin and all that stuff. So I basically started eating that way. I want to say I ate that way for 1.5 years, maybe even 2 years. And I did slowly kind of not walk away, but like kind of inch away from plant-based and more towards vegan. So the vegan is, you can still eat processed foods and things like that. They just specifically don't have any animal products, animal byproducts in there. So there wouldn't be like butter or anything like that in those certain vegan foods. And then I also have a tree nut allergy, which made like eating plant-based and vegan interesting, because not everyone, but a lot of like solution or recipes do almonds, and it's like, well, I can't have almonds, or you know, things like that. So anyways, yeah, so I ate that way for a while, started going more towards just vegan eating, and then I want to say more recently, I would say in the last like 8 months, I've really just, as me and David started preparing to get married and like move in together, or I guess even like when we were dating and things like that, we would go out to eat a lot, and there was, you know, most times I'd be able to eat like plant-based or vegan, but after a while I just kind of was very lax about it because my skin had cleared up, and you know, David enjoys certain foods, and so it's just like really easy and convenient for me to enjoy the same sort of foods. We buy like frozen foods and things like that because it's like quick and easy, and we're both, I would say, on the go quite a lot. So those are kind of the foods and the eating style that that I've had. Okay, so now that kind of brings us to current day. So going through this whole pandemic situation, and me and David worked from home for like, as soon as we got, so basically I started this new job, if you didn't know. I started a new job right as the pandemic like hit, and so I started this new job from home, and all over Zoom, all virtual, phone calls, things like that. I did have to go to campus to like pick up all of my work materials. And so I seen the team that I work with for like that one day, and it wasn't even a full day, it was a few hours. And then came home, got set up here at home, and then started my job. And every once in a while I would go to campus to like meet with some of them, obviously just kind of one-on-one. It was a very, I feel like, sedentary time where getting up, rolling out of bed, starting work from home. And it was kind of also a little bit stressful. I mean, when you start something new, but also during these times has just been very interesting. So I was definitely not getting out and about, wasn't having to go anywhere. You know, we were encouraged not to go anywhere just to be safe. And so really just being here at home. And then on top of that, you know, stress eating would kind of come. Also just eating and snacking from boredom. I would a lot of times work downstairs here on the kitchen table, and if not here, then in the office. But so there are a lot of times and opportunities for me to just like snack and not really be active at all. So I haven't really been paying attention to like my health, fitness, things like that. Those kind of just fell on the back burner because I didn't have any sort of plan, or that really wasn't my focus or my care at the time. I was just so focused on like, let's get stuff done. Just started a new job, let me focus on that. I'm getting more settled now and I feel more familiar in my job, and I'm going into the office a few days a week and all of those things. Now, as I feel more settled and in a more calm state, I've been able to reflect over, you know, some things that I've learned over this last season, but also realize there are definitely, you know, now some things that I can shift my focus to and take care of. And one of those is my health and fitness. And I feel like I can just kind of feel it in my body that I don't feel strong, and my back will ache or my knees will ache and things like that. And I just feel that not only because I'm young and I shouldn't be experiencing those things, I feel like everybody's different, but I just think it's like, have I been taking advantage of the time that I do have, of the body that I do have now, and use it to work out, get strong? Am I the healthiest that I can be? So those are kind of the things that started coming to mind. All of that to say, David's sister started her own personal training business. Oh my gosh. She started her own personal training business. It's called Impact Fitness. I will definitely leave the Instagram handle down below. It's really, really great. I really love it so far, and I'll kind of get into that. So I meet with her 2 times a week. There's an option to meet 2 or 3 times. I think right now with like my schedule, with YouTube, with other commitments, I think 2 days a week is gonna be the best bet for me. So I'm going 2 days a week, and then included with that is a meal plan. And another goal for me that I want to start doing is to learn more about nutrition and learn more about what I should be putting in my body and all of those things. There's also an app that I have downloaded, and she'll basically drop workouts into the app. So the days that I'm not working out with her in person, not every day, but basically I can set a goal. If I want to work out 5 days a week, which I think is what I have right now. It's 2 days with her, and then there'll be three workouts, or like 2 workouts or something like that. And then I'll have like rest days, and she'll tell me when those will be. And then I want to say pretty much the weekend, there's an option to work out, but also it's a time to like rest. So that's kind of what that looks like right now. So then 2 things I'm really wanting to focus on personally is my sleep and my water intake. I feel that if I don't get enough sleep, I just feel, you know, less focused, less motivated, and I also can be more stressed out, and so that could cause me to want to stress eat or snack. Getting enough sleep is definitely my list of things to really just improve and focus in on. Sleep and water intake are the things that I feel like I have a lot of control over, and especially right now, we don't have so many commitments that are really late at night. I don't work late, nothing like that. So I feel like this is, you know, the perfect season to really hone in on that and make sure I'm in bed. I want to say the last couple of weeks, I have been getting to bed around like 9 or 9:30. And David's kind of on a different sort of sleep schedule. So sometimes that's a little difficult for me, but I think as I continue to practice getting to bed at a certain time, I think that it'll become more natural. And I do have on the iPhone, there is, I'm sure you guys might be familiar, but basically you can set like a bedtime reminder for yourself, so your phone will alert you, or like your Apple Watch. I have an Apple Watch, which has been so helpful during this time, but it'll alert you of when it's about to be like time to wind down. I think I set it for like an hour before bed is the time to like wind down, get ready for bed. And then it'll, like on my lock screen, it'll tell me your first alarm is at like 5:30 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. as a reminder. It'll tell me like, hey, your first alarm's at 6:30, kind of reminding me like, hey, you have to get up at this time, or do you need to change this? I do like that, and there's an option to like dismiss that alarm or skip that alarm, something like that. So I've really been trying to go by that. Definitely not perfect. I've definitely still got on my phone and scrolled Insta or done other things on my phone. There's an app that I found in the App Store that can track my water intake. So I generally am pretty good at drinking water. I have this same $5 cup that I found at Walmart, and I think I showed this in like some of my earlier videos, but I still have it. I drink from it every single day, and it's 17 ounces of water, and it's really cool. So the app on my phone, it's called Water Buddy, and let me see if I can actually show you guys. I can update my water intake each time I finish one of these. I update it on my phone, or I can update it here on the watch. So it looks like this, just as Water Buddy. So every time, so right now I'm only at 55% of my water intake for the day. I think I have a goal of 102 ounces of water. So right now it's 8:15. So let's just say I needed to add some ounces. I hit that. And so my water is the 17 ounces, so then it fills it up. If I did too much, you can hit minus and then select the amount that you need to take away. So now I'm back at 55%. But the app is just like a really fun way for me to keep track of my water, and it's something that can help keep me accountable. If I'm seeing that I'm only at 55%, it's like, okay, I need to finish 2 or 3 more of these. And obviously I'm not gonna like waterboard myself and just drink all this water right before bed just to hit a goal. It keeps me more accountable throughout the day to be more mindful about how much water I'm intaking. There are some days where I meet the like 100%, and it's like 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, you know, but those are the days that I'm very intentional about drinking water. Also, a tip would be to drink from a straw. This has just like the opening I could just drink from, but I just find that I drink way more if I drink from a straw. So just a pro tip there. Overall, for this current season of life, I'm wanting to be more focused on and to get better at is to kind of understand that it's not really about like how much I weigh. It's not about what size clothing I fit into or what I necessarily look like compared to somebody else. It's really not about those things. I want to be healthy just because I know that it's good for my body and it's the right thing to do, and that I want to just keep moving my body so that I can stay healthy and be in that healthy state. And over time, I'm gonna grow muscle. Over time, that I'm gonna lose weight, things like that. And I definitely have goals for myself. I definitely, like, I do wanna look a certain way, but I also don't want to like beat myself up every single day that I don't look that way yet, or things like that. So I'm really still trying to find like that healthy mindset, healthy balance. And there are some days where it's really, I'm good, I'm on top of the world, I have great focus, and there are other days where I'm like, I don't think this is like going the way I want to. Things just take time. And I think because it's been at the forefront of my mind for months and months and months, and how my body's feeling just like achy and things like that, I think now that I've actually started training, I've only been doing training for 2 weeks. Yeah, so 2 weeks. I think just trying to stay in that healthy mental state, and also keeping my goals lined up with reality and what's actually attainable. Future, the point that I want to get to is I want to be able to, first of all, just know about nutrition. So knowing what foods I need, what foods are for what sort of things, what's going to give me energy, what's full of protein. What do I just love to eat that's healthy? I want to be able to get into those routines and be able to cook meals for like David and myself. And I want that just to become second nature for me. I don't want it to be this struggle or this challenge. And I feel like right now it kind of is that way. Ever since me and David kind of started dating, we would cook some meals here and there for each other. And it was more of like, oh, this is date night, so we're doing something extra and special. But for the most time, we would just eat out all the time, do all the good things. We would have ice cream, we would go on like dates every single night basically, and it was all really fun. We enjoyed every minute of it. And I just feel like, you know, now that we're getting into more settled state of our relationship where it's like we have a house, I just want to get better at that and practice that more. And I might, you know, do like a cook with me video or something like that to kind of give a little sneak peek into that journey. But that's definitely for future Des. And then also there's a YouTuber here, Rhiannon Ashley is her, I want to say her YouTube channel name. I'll leave it down below. And she basically, on her YouTube channel, it's more of like vlog style. She will show you kind of throughout her day and things like that, but she's a stay-at-home mom and she lives in the UK and they have the cutest house ever. And she will kind of show some of the meals she puts together, and she uses just like a wide variety of like vegetables, and they have like their own garden in the back. It's not like this huge elaborate garden, but it's like enough to where they're growing like squash or strawberries and blueberries and things like that. And I do really want to get to the place where we do have like a small vegetable garden or a fruit garden. Fruit garden? Is that a thing? And we're able to grow foods and eat the foods. And she's definitely kind of inspired me in all her videos. It's kind of second nature. She's cooked and practiced for so long that she kind of just like has these meals like memorized, and she like can play with certain ingredients and do all these things, and she just has like loads of fun doing it. She loves to be creative, and so to me it's like I want to get to that place where it's not a chore to cook. She's just a really calming presence here on YouTube, and she's been around for so many years. She's probably one of the first YouTubers that I've ever subscribed to. The last three things I wanted to quickly chat about was just some things that have been helping me stay encouraged, and also just kind of pushing me to keep moving and to choose the healthy foods that I know are good for me. The first thing is, I think, prayer. I feel like there's this stigma around working out or moving your body, as well as like eating healthy foods. Some mistruths are that moving your body is hard, that working out is like difficult and it's tedious, or that eating healthy food it's like boring. Those mistruths that I feel like I've heard quite often, I really want to combat those mistruths or those lies. I guess I'm saying mistruths, but I think for some that's, you know, how it can feel, but I want to just kind of believe differently, and I want to just believe that moving my body, it's easy, that eating healthy food, it can be a part of my lifestyle, and it's just choosing, you know, one right meal at a time and just taking it, you know, meal by meal, day by day. The same thing with moving my body and all of those things. So I think the more I practice sticking to my meal plan or eating foods that I know that are going to be healthier for me, or just already saying, and you know, when I start the day, that working out is one of the things that I have to do today, but also seeing it as like something that I get to do. I get to move my body today. And so kind of flipping that script, you know, instead of thinking, oh man, like I have to work out today, it's like a chore I have to do. I want to say this is something that I get to do today and kind of hype myself up for that and get excited for it. And it's the same with eating the right foods. Like I've been sticking to a meal plan, and I really feel like it's, you know, foods that I like, and that's, you know, thanks to David's sister April, like just really helping me out and asking, hey, like what foods do you like? What foods do you not like? What are you allergic to? Things like that. And I really feel like, you know, working with a personal trainer has been helpful in that sense. But there's also a lot of like YouTube videos, and as well as, I mean, just Google different articles, especially if you have certain, you know, eating restrictions or things like that. I really feel like there's a lot of really good meal plans or meal tips. I think it's just about picking one meal plan or one eating style that is gonna work for you, that you feel comfortable with, and just staying consistent with it. If it keeps you full, if you're able to still move your body and feel good while you're eating those certain foods, I think then stick with it. And a lot of it is gonna be trial and error, you know, and you can even go see a nutritionist and get some advice from them, have them do an evaluation, find out what foods you might be allergic to, like just kind of all of those things too, to make sure that you're eating just all the right foods to your body. To me, it's just been a joy to be able to move my body and to have that accountability from a personal trainer. If you go to a nutritionist or a doctor, like let that kind of be your accountability of like, okay, so I met with this person, they told me these things, I'm going to eat this way, and then follow up with them again for a next appointment or something like that. I think something that's been definitely very key for me is, as I mentioned, prayer. So to me, it's like from my understanding and my experience, it's like if you want to grow in an area, if you want to learn more, if you want to just have a better understanding of something, I think ask God. Like ask him to give you the understanding, ask him to like open up your heart and your mind to be receptive to others' advice or different resources and things like that. And I think during my workouts, you know, with personal training, it's definitely difficult. There's been times where my body is just so exhausted, and it's, I mean, again, I've been working from home for so long, and now I'm like trying to work out regularly, and body's like, what are you doing? And so I think just praying to God and asking him like to show me what, like how strong my body can be, show me how beneficial eating healthy foods is, and show me how great I can be at drinking water every day and moving my body a certain amount of time. And like, God help me organize my calendar in a way that it's gonna give me time to move my body or spend time with others or you know, get better at work stuff. I think if there's like anything in our lives that feels difficult, it's like difficult, but also like we know it's good for us, it's not gonna harm us, ask God for the wisdom, ask him to help you get better at it and have time to practice. And you know, for me personally, it's like, God, show me how strong like my body can be. He's the one that's created it, he's the one that's given me this life, and so I know that he wants me to live abundantly and live from a place of joy and understanding. And God doesn't want me to feel confused or lost or bad about myself. And so I feel like asking God to help me, like, God, like, give me the confidence, help me to trust the process of working out. Please show me all the things that my body is capable of, and whether that's like lifting weights or running or doing different styles of workouts. Okay, I'm getting super sleepy. It's 8:35. It is time for bed. Oh, I'm tired. Ugh. So that is all that I have for you today. If you enjoy this video, please feel free to like and subscribe to my channel. Or if you have any sort of questions down below for me about my health and fitness journey, also feel free to leave down in the comments some of the things that you've learned in this season of just staying at home and trying to stay safe and healthy. I feel like we've all had a lot of time to reflect and to kind of think about what we want our lives to be like when things kind of get back to normal. So leave that down in the comments too if you have anything you'd like to share, any encouragement or any like progress you've made or something you're gonna start doing, or if you have any health and fitness tips, feel free to leave those down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you being here. And if you haven't noticed, my new upload schedule is once a week. It's gonna be Wednesdays at 6. Again, if you are subscribed and you ring the bell. So if you click that little bell next to the subscribe button, it's gonna actually notify you when I release a new video. But other than that, thanks for watching my video. Love you so much. Bye.